Hi, Rahshal with Lady Fermenter. Yeast parallel Omega Lutra versus Heff 1 in a Weizenbock. So the idea for this yeast parallel actually was the idea of one of our club members. His name is Jason. He thought it'd be fun if we brewed a batch of beer like we normally do, split it in half, ferment half the way we always do, and then ferment the other half with one of the Omega Yeast Kveik strains. Now, before I go any further, this package of Lutra was supplied by Omega Yeast. So Omega Yeast, thank you so very much for this packet of yeast. And it was a normal brew day. Into our Grainfather G30 went a Weizenbock, which consisted of 54% German wheat, 34% Munich malt, 7% caramel 30, and 4.5% acidulated malt. It was a 60-minute mash at 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 65 degrees Celsius, and a 60-minute boil where our hop additions were 1 ounce of German Hallertau and 1/4 ounce of Hallertau Block. Okay guys, I'm sorry, but I forgot to film pitching the yeast. The Lutra went in at 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 26 C, and the Hefeweizen 1 went in at 64 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 C. Alright, I want to show you how active these two yeasts were. It was actually amazing. These are 5-gallon fermenters, and it was 2.5-ish gallons per fermenter. The Lutra almost, filled the fermenter with krausen, and the Hefeweizen 1 actually blew the foil right off the top. So these yeasts are crazy active in their fermentation process. That noise you hear, that's our CFO, our Chief Feline Officer. Apparently she wants to be on film. So these beers are done now. They're cold crashed and gelatin fined. And once we fast carb them, I'll bounce back in and I'll tell you how the tastings came out. Okay, so this is our CFO. Here she is, Sophie. She won't be quiet while we're filming, so she gets to be in the shot. All right, so we fast carbed the yeast parallel. This is the one with Lutra, the Weizenbock on Lutra. Now, in all fairness, we love Lutra. We use it in the summertime because we don't have temperature control yet, and she's great. She works fast and hot in the 90s and is super clean. But this time, I couldn't get the temperature to stabilize the way I wanted it to, so I wanted to see if I could stress it out. So I took it on a temperature roller coaster, pitched it at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, dropped it to ambient temperature, which was about 65 degrees, raised it back up into the 90s, dropped it back down again, and let's see what happened. All right, it's a little oniony, which might be good if you're going for a savory beer. Usually always it's pastry stout, so it might be fun to do something crazy. Doesn't follow into the flavor. It's malty, but it's drier, and it's also has a herbal bitterness to it, and a little earthy. Okay, now same beer, Weizenbock, with the Hefeweizen 1 yeast. This one was open, both were open fermented. Ambient temperature was 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. This one you get a lot of the banana and soft clove on the nose. This one is considerably sweeter, malty sweet. It's a solid Weizenbock. So that's the result of the yeast parallel with these two. And yes, you can stress out a Lutra. And thanks a pint for watching.